Oh, Paul's still the position back in turn three, going into turn four. Obviously, hoping his teammate can catch back up. He's a good 2 seconds behind the steps now. So, but
Hello
just
to everybody.
Years,
Just back in this stream. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a technical issue, but everything's back going. Mikey, what has happened in the meantime?
obviously, the time. Obviously, Sydney is up into fourth. Obviously, he's starting to close in on the front three. The steps has obviously gone past Owen, put a 1.8 second gap on him now. But obviously, both the steps and Paul Racetech have traded places once or twice. So this could be quite a interesting race. Obviously, both Bello and the Wolf have gone to the hard tyres. So, to be honest, in the Wolf's case, there's not really much else you can do. Unfortunately, obviously the unfortunate incident at the beginning of the obviously the race, but so far no VSCs, no safety cars.
But we do have a new race leader.
Oh,
the steps locks it up into turn one, but that was a nice clean move with the use of DRS.
Yeah, but with Paul now have DRS, he'll take the position back? It's a little bit of a tight squeeze from the looks of it, but no, you've got the position back. The switch back though, possibly.
It's a brave man.
Still going.
Oh, huge snap of oversteer from Paul through the mid-sector there. Just about got away with that.
Obviously, you've got to be careful now, these two fighting too hard. Obviously, you've got Owen slightly catching them up, but Sydney is on a charge, and they'll be wanting to get as much as they can. Oh, bit of a slide from Sydney into turn 10 there. But obviously, they'll be wanting to get as much as they can early, points-wise, after what happened, unfortunately, last season.
Yeah, one thing I was just about to say actually, because they are catching Owen, like you make a good point of, but Sydney is dragging Bjorn the ball with him, and I think if Sydney's starting to have some issues with tyres, we saw it. You alluded to it before, Mikey. In Miami, we saw Sydney having issues with tyre wear, and it was something that plagued him in the second half of last season. I do hope it doesn't rear its head again, because he's going to be in a whole heap of trouble. But Bjorn,
the steps is in. Sorry.
That's early. That's very early.
Could be
Bjorn's closing, but he's not quite close enough. But those three now within DRS, and I think, will Owen play the dutiful teammate, Mikey, or will he just try and back everybody up as the dutiful teammate, or will he decide, no, I don't care, I want as many points as I can, and he'll just won't try and fight?
As we all know, Owen loves a good joke. He is a really good teammate, very supportive to his teammates. So, don't know if it was late in the race, maybe he would, but I think it's best to see what happens. There's no point in slowing yourself down. But obviously, unless him and Paul are talking and they've got some good comms going, it might be a sort of a, if you push, like, hold them back for as long as you can.
ARL was plastered to the rear wing of Milo de Boer then through the left-right sequences in the second part of the track, but it's just not quite close enough. There's also a fight going on between Ferrari, Alpine and Ferrari over 7th place. Denmark in a Scuderia sandwich. The Steps obviously has made that pit stop, so he's going to be doing a 2-stop strategy, isn't he? Because he started on mediums.
Yeah.
And Gel is... And Milo Bello has got no front wing.
Oh, Paul's in.
I've never seen that on F1.
Oh, I know it. We're going double stacking.
Well, is that going to work? I mean, that's...
No,
not really.
They both gone for brand new medium boots for both cars.
Oh, Milo de Boer having a big slide out of turn 2 as he got overtaken by ARL. So that means that ARL has moved up a couple of spots. Sydney and Bjorn still out in front. So this is where the next part of the race comes down to, really, is who is going to be brave enough to try and do the one stop? If I were to put my money on it, Mikey, it'd be Bjorn, because we saw him do that a few times last season. But does he have the speed tonight to pull that off? Because
I thought he struggled a little bit in qualifying. Yes, qualifying's not race pace, as we've always alluded to. But from the looks of it, he is sort of slightly struggling with pace. Like right there, it was trying to get the car going. There's just wheel spin.
I don't think that'll matter too much, because he's with Sydney. He'll just have the Red Bull drag him along through as much of the stint as he needs to, and then knowing him, he might try and undercut the Red Bull if they both decide to do a one stop and leapfrog in front of them.
We've lost Milo.
Has he disconnected? Has he?
He has, from what I can see. But
Well, I've got him on track for some reason, but I'm not sure what's going on.
Mine. So, but I have sent him a new invite, so hopefully he can get back in.
Bjorn's had a mistake, actually, Mikey, as we were talking. He was right with the Red Bull, but he's outside the DRS. In fact, it's down to 1.6 seconds. So Bjorn's made a mistake, and he's going to have to get on the battery, I think, to try and close up the gap. ARL's in third. Milo has...
Typhon's coming, sorry, for a new set of mediums.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're saying Milo and Milo, and I'm like, which one's which?
Yeah. I'll say, MB and MDB.
No, that's even more confusing.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, it's a nightmare for Milo, because he can't get back in. I will also try and send him a friend request, but alas, for Milo, who was running quite well, he can't get back in the lobby, and for some reason...
he's in. He's joined, apparently.
Good, right, that's him sorted then. But he's lost so much time. Somebody moves up to fourth, Denmark's fifth, and the steps is flying up the order, but he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to make a two-stop work, because I think Sydney and Bjorn are going to try and do the one-stop, and I think ARL will join them on that.
Well, obviously, looking at this, obviously, both Sunboy and Denmark have been on those since the start. Obviously, if Denmark and the steps are talking, it might be listen, you've got the fresher tyres, use me as like a slingshot, just go for it. But here's ARL's in the pits.
So ARL then decides to commit, and Denmark moves up.
Denmark's in.
That was an early stop for hard tyres.
Don't know, but saying that, if he's going for two medium stops, you don't know, unless he's going to try and stretch one a little bit further.
He would have
he's expecting a safety car. But there we go, here's the steps on Sunboy. Yep, just getting out of the way. But he's got the outside. Yep, there you go.
Nice
back
move,
into
that.
P3.
Nice move that for the steps.
He's just got to get through that 10 seconds difference between him and Bjorn.
What he needs ideally is to get that gap down to about 5 or 6 seconds for when he makes the next pit stop. Because if he doesn't do that, I fear he won't have the tyre delta compared to the front two to overhaul them in the final stint.
Can we just take notice as well the fact that Paul has caught up to Sunboy?
Yeah, I was on board with him just a moment ago.
I've just noticed that, obviously corner of my eye then, but him and Aaron making some moves up the positions, so this could be quite interesting, to be fair.
Well, Bjorn's in the pit, so Bjorn deciding then he's going to do a different tack to Sydney instead. I'm on board with Paul, and he's going to go through. That'll be a nice simple move into third place on the track. Where's Bjorn feed out, I wonder?
Bjorn, right, so he's coming out.
Owen's going to overtake Milo.
He's got both Aston Martins within 50 metres of each other. Right.
Just
seventh.
in front of Gel.
To both competitors from last season's championship. At one point.
Gel's just a bit too far back, but He's doing what he can with his ankle the way that it is.
Which, fair play, a lot of respect for him to, obviously most doctors would order, take it easy, you don't strain it, you rest it off.
Gel decides, no, I'd rather amputate it and go racing with Invictus Racing League, which is probably a bit of more of a... We are, just for the record, and we will stress this, we are not GPs. Please seek proper medical advice, depending on your location. Speak to a medical professional. Yeah. So not two lads from the Wirral. But whilst we've been talking, Paul Racetech has got within DRS of the steps. Now these two need to be smart. Sydney's in. I was just about to say these two need to be smart now, because coming towards this race is a critical stage for them. If they want to win here, the first race of season 22, they have to work together and not take up too much time. If they do and they start fighting too much, they're going to lose a chance to win this race. I have to say though, Sunboy running in third place, even though he thought before he might not stand a chance, this is looking like a really good stint for him. And
especially on the oldest tyres on the grid now.
Yeah.
At lap 12. Bearman will come up to 33% of the way through our first race of the season. Is there anyone that surprised you so far, Jack? That you'd be
I'm just about to say that, because ARL's going all the way around the outside of Gel at turn 4, and that's a nice overtake on the hard compound tyre. So ARL, Bjorn, Sydney, they're locked into the one-stop strategy now. They're 13, 14 and 16 seconds behind Steps, who's our race leader. The medium tyres at this point in the race are still going to be quite strong, and the way that the two-stop works around here, they'll have good tyres towards the end of the race, but they have to make sure that gap that they've got right now doesn't diminish, because it'll just ruin their chances of a race victory.
But obviously, the caution side of it is with the hard tyre, you've sort of got to cope it in for a few laps. You don't want to destroy the rubber as such. Too much tyre degrowth. Because last thing you want, second to last lap, coming round, obviously the fast right-hander, and you lose the back end. So
it is easy to do. I have to say, Paul is absolutely pushing flat out here to try and find an opening on the steps, but the steps seems to have really good traction off the corners. He just seems to be gliding the car through. I'm watching the gap between Sydney and the steps. It hasn't really changed. If anything, it's about the same at the minute. So this race is in the balance for later on. Really is. I think it comes down to tyre strategy though. Whether the front two decide to go for a pair of mediums or a pair of softs.
But then it also might depend on whether Bjorn and Sydney start fighting.
It's close, isn't it, between the two of them?
Yeah, because there's 1.1 between Bjorn and Sydney, but then ARL's 2 seconds back with Yalgisen only 1.8, but he is on lap 9 old medium tyres.
And he'll have to pit again.
Yeah.
So which will probably drop him outside of, well, the top 11. I think I've got a visual glitch on Milo Bello's car, Mike. I don't know if you can see it, but I have absolutely no front wing or anything. It's like his entire nose cone has dropped off.
No, it's there.
So you can see it?
I can confirm the nose cone is there.
Right. Anyone who's watching the stream right now, if you tune in and you're following Melo Bello, he has absolutely no front nose cone. But I was looking at it before and I thought that's got to be a visual glitch, because he's circulating perfectly fine. But look at the stream as Gel goes into the pit. Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know how that's happened, but we've got our first F3.5 car.
Yeah.
F1.5 actually.
Yeah. I can imagine the stewards, if this goes in, like, how's he going that fast?
Denmark and Typhon having a nice little fight over 9th place, the last 2 spots inside the top 10. They are catching Mello, who's running in 8th place at the minute. So that might be a trio to watch in a little bit.
But for his debut, mate, he's doing alright so far.
Yeah, he's doing a solid job in his F1.5 car. It is. I've never seen anything like that before. It's absolutely bizarre.
That's killed you off, that, hasn't it?
It has a little bit. I mean, Phil Wright's just commented saying "lol." I'm like, I'm so like baffled by it.
Yeah.
Right.
See some of the most weirdest things you know about.
Yeah.
There's none of those going, what?
I know, it's very strange. But the steps is under heavy pressure for pull and into the pits. Yeah, that was a late move. And do you know the best thing for the steps is he didn't cut the white line as he went into the pits. So that was a late, bold move from the Alpine. His gap was... Owen's got a speeding in the pit lane. 10-second penalty. What a disaster. And he's going on to the hard tyres, as is the steps, which is about right at this stage in the race, as Milo goes into the pits too, so that won't be a trio, it'll be a duo.
There's an 9-second difference now between Paul and Sunboy. Surely Sunboy will sit there and go, do I pit now, or do I just keep going for another lap or two?
He might as well, because I think he is in a really good position to do a one-stop, and I'm looking at all the other drivers who might yet have to pit. Somebody might be on for a really strong result here. It might be a top 8, which would be really, really encouraging. Because I'm just looking, Milo Bello's gone back to 13th, so he's behind the Wolf, but Wolfie, I think, is going to need another pit stop. I'd be surprised if those hard tyres could do another 13 laps.
What's the time round here, for a pit stop? Is that about 15, 20 seconds?
No, it's a bit longer than that. It's about 24. So if you look at the steps, he's 21 behind Paul Straight Steps. So maybe it's about 22 seconds, 23 at the best. So the Alpine now has to try and make up 9 seconds on Sydney. But there's not much tyre difference between the two, and I don't think he will. I think he really should have waited a little bit longer, like Paul's doing.
I think Paul might come in probably this lap or next lap.
If I was on the McLaren pit wall right now, I would be saying do not pit for another 4 or 5 laps.
Go for softs at the end, in case there is a bit of a...
I don't know if the softs would last 8 laps, but the mediums would.
Yeah, but he's had 2 sets of mediums. He has to come in for hards.
Right. Yes, that's very true. Good point, Mikey.
So for once, I've actually observed what was going on.
Yeah,
and remember, like, whose was on what tyre at the start. So...
Well, he'd have to go soft. I don't see the point of going for hards at the end.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If he pits now, go for for hard, sorry. Anything past 22, 23, I'd say go softs.
Yeah. I'm riding on board with Sydney, and this is a critical part of the race for him, because he's got to try and clear Sunboy within the next couple of corners, because if he even gives himself one bit of hesitation, Bjorn will be in DRS. And I think he can see that. I think the Aston Martin's really pushing. He's so close to getting in on the action here, but...
Right, I'll ride on board with Paul, see if he comes in or not. Yeah, he's coming in.
Well, that's early.
Can he yeah.
Oh, no, the McLarens have both done it. And that's just took them out of it. And Sydney is going to be rubbing his hands with delight, because he moves into the lead of this race, but he's going to have Bjorn de Boer coming with him, so we will have a fight for P1, but not between the 3 protagonists like we thought.
And there's the steps coming through. Oh,
Bjorn's got to get past here. That's a big move. Oh, some boy didn't want to let him through, and that might just curtail. I don't know. It didn't look like there was any contact. But Bjorn has not got through, and Sydney's got his gap back over a second. He'll be delighted with that. This is very finely poised. Steps is to be fair to Steps, he is catching Sydney at quite a rate of knots, but with 11 laps to go, he's going to have to try and find about 7 tenths a lap on the man who finished P2 in the championship last season, and that's no tall order, put it that way.
It is a bit of a shame for both McLarens, though, I'm not going to lie. Absolute great start. And unfortunately, just little mishap.
Yeah.
Oh, Yellow's also got a 3-second penalty now. So,
Well, Bjorn needs to get on with it. He's lost 2 seconds on this lap alone, so he's had an absolute nightmare. Sunboy is moving to the inside more just to get out of the way, to be honest, this time around. So the Ferrari lets him go, but Bjorn's 2 seconds behind Sydney. ARL's on track for 3rd place. But what are you saying, Mike?
sorry, just a little bit of a wheel spin there into turn 2 from Bjorn. But yeah, he's got to get his foot down now. Try and catch up to Sydney. Oh, we've got a yellow flag.
And that's for a Red Bull of Gel who's facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
Into the pits he goes, and the Wolf will be moving himself into a point scoring position.
It's not been the best of evenings for the Wolf, has it, unfortunately? But he's kept going, which we appreciate.
He lost so much time at the start, and because there's been no safety car of any form, he's just been stuck where he's been the whole way through the race. It's been really unfortunate for him, really.
Obviously, ARL's only 1.1 seconds now behind Sunboy.
And the Steps is 1.5 behind him. So the battle's on for the final spot on the podium.
But no, it's good to see one of our co-commentators as well. They're doing very well to start the season, so
yeah,
see if you can get the move done here. Oh no, interested. It's gonna go on the inside.
Easy enough to overtake that one.
Yeah, just there's no issue, like no way fighting that, to be honest. Question is, how long is it going to take for the Steps?
Not very long.
Yeah.
And that was a big move for him, because ARL would have loved it if somebody could have held him up for half a second at least. Yeah, but no way through there. So that is going to bring them into... I tell you what, Mikey, I might have to take my comment back before, because the Steps is 6 seconds behind Sydney, and he is carving his way through the field. I don't think he's out of this yet.
You got to be in it to win it, mate.
Yeah,
so,
he's absolutely flying.
So now, 8.5 laps to go. So
it's less than, and he's got DRS as well on ARL, so he's going to close the gap even more down.
No, what's that? Say 6/10 a lap. He's basically going to take out of him.
Pretty much, yeah. He's doing that at the minute. Oh, a bit wide at the third to last corner.
But ARL is doing everything in his willpower to at least make this difficult. But imagine just I'd blip the out battery in the DRS. Going, gone, unfortunately.
Easy that. That Alpine is like a rocket ship in a straight line.
Yeah.
The Steps moves.
Has that actually got any downforce, or is it just Owen with a fastest lap?
Sunboy finally pits from what was a top 6 spot. I'm just wondering, he's going to come out behind Milo, but in front of Denmark. So I said he'd be on for a top 8 position. He's comfortably doing that. And I'm just wondering, he's going to have an advantage over Milo de Boer. Just want to see what that...
fresher tyre.
Yeah, don't rule that out. He might still get up to 7th yet, Sunboy.
But don't forget, both Paul and Owen have the 10-second penalty.
Yeah.
So all he's got to do is keep pace with them. He's got P5.
I would say he's 24 seconds behind Paul, so I think it's unlikely. Owen, 16 seconds. He's got to pull about a second a lap, pretty much, just under. It's not impossible.
Just a quick one.
Yes.
The Steps is 1.4 behind Bjorn.
Yeah. He's absolutely flying.
I need the sell. because that's just unreal.
I'm just looking. So Sydney's going to get. I just want to see what Sydney's lap time is. It's a 1:32.1. The steps is going to come across the line, and it's going to be a 1:30.9. So he's 3 tenths quicker on that lap. But now he's got to try and fight. Yeah, he's got to fight his way past the Aston Martin in front of him. Ooh, little slide out the corner, but nothing too troubling.
But obviously, he's got to be careful because obviously he is losing Sydney. So it's just gone up to 4 seconds. So.
Are you talking about Bjorn's gone up to 4 seconds on the steps?
No, 4 seconds from behind Sydney. Bjorn is, sorry.
Yeah, I think, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's just because with Bjorn, I feel like since he made that mistake and lost the DRS, he's just not been able to close back up. He's been unlucky. Pulled race techs all over the rear spoiler of ARL, but he's going to have to not only get past him, which I think he will do here, but is he going to be able to pull? I mean, 7 laps to go. There's 7 laps tyre difference between the McLaren and the Racing Bulls tyres. He'd have to pull like 1.23 seconds a lap, so it's going to be a tall order. Don't forget,
we've got Owen not too far behind. So,
and Owen's lost time to Milo de Boer actually whilst we've been speaking.
The steps is done Bjorn. I'm actually interested to see what you can do here, to be fair.
I've noticed something as well, right? So have a look at the race leader at the moment, Mikey, and who's directly in front of him at the minute on fresh medium tyres?
Hold on. Oh, this is interesting.
Now, there is nothing in the rule book to suggest that this cannot happen. And with Gel having medium tyres, he's giving his teammates a DRS assistance down the straight. So whilst the steps is... Oh, Sydney has a big slide. He actually lost time there. I said this before. He had issues last season with the way that his brake bias was, and he's just lost 2 tenths in that corner alone. He's thankfully got DRS from his Red Bull teammate in front of him, which has just helped him out. But this might be the big difference is Typhon has disconnected, I feel, from the lobby there, Mike. I don't know if you can get him back in. He's running in a top 10 at the minute. He's doing a good job.
Please try and find him on here.
Yeah, so coming out of the final corner, Sydney is 4 seconds clear of the steps, but as we get to the end of the start-finish straight, the gap is 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 maybe as they go into the braking zone. No, it's 4.2, so he's losing 2 tenths down the straight, so no matter what Steps does, he can't get close enough. And I have to say, the Red Bull teamwork is going quite well, but at what point will Gel get disqualified for blue flag infringement? Because he is going to have to do that.
I think it's within a set distance.
Yeah, he doesn't have many sectors to do it, so he's going to have to do it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Typhon's game has crashed.
Ah, that's a shame.
Unfortunately, I think he's going to try and get back at it. Oh, no, he's...
But right
what
now...
What position is he in?
Typhon is in 10th at the moment. He's got 10 seconds to Milo Bello in 11th place, who still has got no front nose cone at all from my screen. The Wolf is catching up to Milo Bello, though, so that's a fight for 11th place. Now, I think in terms of legality of this, I think the Red Bulls are now flexing on the Invictus Racing League regulations, and there is a statement in the regulations to say that drivers who are under the blue flags do have to move out of the way. I think there'll be a hefty
investigation into that.
Well, it wouldn't be a. It's a very straightforward investigation, but I say there would be going to be a hefty penalty coming Gel's way. Because even though it is inspired helping his teammate out, it is unfortunately not in the spirit of the laws. So whether it's going to be even a DSQ, we'll find out. I'm sure the stewards will make that decision.
Yeah.
I think the steps is going to be so frustrated because I think he's got the speed. I think he's quicker than Sydney at the minute, but that helping hand is just keeping him out of arm's reach from. I mean, admittedly, he has got the gap down to 3.5 seconds, which is still mightily impressive. Bjorn is hanging on to third place. He should be okay. ARL's too far back, I think, to mount a challenge at this point in the race, and the two McLarens took themselves out of it. Some boy is going to be on the back of Milo in the next couple of laps. And you know what, Mikey? He might get Owen here with that penalty. He might be in the top 6.
Potentially, mate. That'd be good. So, could be interesting. See what happens.
Typhon's in the pits for a fresh set of soft, so he's going for fastest lap of the race, which he can do. He's running in 12th place.
Yeah, that's the AI, unfortunately.
That's right.
So, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. But as it stands, should Owen score a point, he will also receive the fastest lap point. So.
Yeah, it's working his way at the moment. 130.8, just 700ths quicker than the Steps, who has been motoring along. And the Steps has got the gap down to less than 3 seconds now. So he is coming, and Paul Racetech is right on the back of Bjorn de Boer. And I think I'm looking at it, and ARL's just under 5 seconds behind. I think ARL is going to be okay for 4th place unless Paul can pull something phenomenal out of the pack. But there was synchronised drifting out of turn 10 with the Aston Martin and the McLaren, and I think the McLaren's going to go through, Mike.
He has indeed. Obviously, just looking at the steps at the minute, 2.7 seconds. He's got that down to now. Is it enough though? I'll take what, basically 9/10. Not about a second a lap now. So
yeah, it definitely will be. Paul is in front. Bjorn has no grip whatsoever. This is valuable data for the tier 2 drivers who are watching and are going to be racing tomorrow, because they're going to look to see whether the one stop is possible. But Bjorn's going to try and fight this back against Paul. He's going to go to the outside at turn 1. Paul locks a brake round the outside from Bjorn, but I don't think those hard tyres have got enough purchase on the exit of turn 1, and they don't. He'll have another attempt at this with DRS. Paul defends the middle of the road, but he's okay, and that is the Wolf round.
The Wolf's spun round.
Any
it won't
damage?
be a safety car, not that I know of, mate. Sorry, I can double check.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I was about to say, my camera just didn't want to turn at that point. So
it's frustrating for the Wolf because he'd caught up to the back of, and then he gets a time penalty. But it's frustrating for him because he was right on the back of Milo Bello getting ready to launch an attack, and he's just had a moment. Now the steps he had DRS then from Typhon's Ghost, which has brought that gap again down further.
I don't think he did, you know.
He did. I'm sure he did. Yeah. I don't know, I mean, with Milo Bello having no front nose cone looking like a visual glitch, who knows, to be honest with the way that it is. But the steps is nearly under 2 seconds. And I think if the steps is going to feel aggrieved at the end of this race, I think he'd be right to feel so, considering the circumstances that he can't catch up. Oh, what is going on there between the two Red Bulls? I don't know what they're doing.
Sydney's not got DRS.
It's a fairly moot point at this stage because the gap's now 1.9, 1.8 seconds. I mean, the steps is going to have to find 8/10 on this lap. But even if he does, the problem is that Gel is still there, and Sunboy has got past Milo de Boer down the inside at turn 1. If he can find half a second, he'll get 6th place. He's got a push now in that Ferrari.
So he does.
1.4.
Oh. With traction issues. If he can just find 3 attempts to the sector here, this could be interesting.
I don't.
Very interesting.
It will be, but he won't, even if he does get DRS, the problem is that Sydney still has this Red Bull in front of him.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying, obviously, that stretch. But no, we're going on to the last lap now. So, good enough. Oh, how close it is.
Gel pulls out of the way, but in truth, I think there's going to be a big penalty heading his way, because I think in the spirit of IRL, that's not entirely fair.
No.
Because the step's now 1.2 seconds behind. He is quicker than the Red Bull in front of him. He's not going to get DRS here, even though he's below a second. If he's going to have any opportunity, Mikey, it's going to have to be turn 11.
From turn 10 to turn 11,
yeah.
He has to hope. If he gets into DRS, he's right behind him.
It's clear. Look at this. We're on the final lap of the race. It could still be settled here. Down through the gears.
Step seems a lot stronger around here, to be fair.
He does.
Section.
Can't get on the throttle too early. They both punch the batteries now. I think Sydney is. It's going to be close. Here we go. He's going to lunge it. No, he isn't. He's going to try and go around the outside. Sydney defends heavily. He's going to try and go underneath him, Mikey. He's going to try and do it. They make contact. They've both kept it on the road. I don't think either of them were really at fault, but they're going to have to just sort it out and go to the stewards, I think. Steps is going to try and go around the outside. There's still contact between the two. They're going to blast towards the final 2 corners. Paul Racetech's got prime time viewing for this, but the Steps is going to slot in behind. Down through the gears. It's all about the exit. It's a great launch off the corner, but he oversteers on the exit, and Steps is going to miss out. And Sydney wins here at Bahrain. The Steps will take second. It'll be Bjorn de Boer in third. I think Paul Racetech is going to take fourth in the end. So he's beat. No, he hasn't. ARL just did enough. And only just, admittedly.
He's coming across the line now.
It's going to come down to whether Sunboy. He's got DRS, Sunboy. Has he got enough? It only needs a 10th of a second. It's going to be mightily tight at the line. He's done it.
Just
by 300ths of a second.
Wow.
Denmark will finish in 9th. Milo Bellows' F1.5 car is going to finish it in 10th place. And the Wolf will be the last driver to go across the start-finish line. But that was so close at the end.
What a result.
I think the Steps, Mikey, would have got him had it not been for that twitch at the final corner.
Well, other than the DRS train for a good 4 or 5 laps. But what a race. Obviously, 1 point we both thought McLaren were going to win it.
No, I mean, it was looking very positive, wasn't it, in the first part of the race?
15, 16 laps, and then unfortunately, first Owen, and then Paul with the same thing.
Yeah.
But
well, it is a victory for Red Bull. I'm sure there's going to be some consternation about the teamwork that was deployed by Red Bull there, but race winner is Sydney, fastest start going away of Owen. The Steps taking driver of the day, and I think we'd both agree with that, wouldn't we, Mike?
Definitely, mate. Can't even deny that. Brilliant.
Some boy saying he had a puncture on 20 lap Old Hards. which is why he pitted. I'll just quickly go through the finishing results, the provisional results. Sydney takes the victory by 2/10 from the steps. It's Bjorn de Boer in third place, ARL with fourth, a great result for him. Paul Racetech and Sunboy round out the top six. Fabulous effort from Sunboy to get into the top six. Owen misses out on sixth by less than a tenth. Milo de Boer, Denmark and Mello Bello are inside the top 10. The Wolf and Typhon get the final points, and Gel finishes a lap down in 13th position.
What a way to start season 22.
There's more to come as well.
Yeah, I know. Got tier 2 tomorrow. So that'll be pretty interesting. But no, it's just mental.
It was really good racing. And I think, you know, for the steps, a fabulous result. His first podium within Invictus Racing League in any case. I'm sure he'll be delighted with that. But the T1 drivers have shown us a close fight in the end. I'm sure the T2 drivers tomorrow, with myself and ARL commentating, will be able to demonstrate the same thing. Mikey for pole.
You're funny. I could try, but I can't. You know, go and say, I'll be happy with the top 10, mate. That's, you know, I'll be happy with that. So, but no. If anyone's looking at obviously getting involved as well, we are still open with the applications. Or obviously get in touch with yourself or one of the management team. And yeah, hope to see you on track with us soon.
Yeah, you can get involved in the Tier 1 action. There are still a couple of spots left. We did have a few missing tonight, but we will expect to have a few more in the next race next Monday, of course. And Mikey, you can tell us what round 2 is.
I'll tell you what round 2 was. I'm sorry.
Nice segue into the final comments there of the of the stream.
Right, so our next race will be España, otherwise known as Barcelona.
So that's where the drivers will be. There'll be more action though coming from Tier 2 tomorrow. Of course, we'll be looking forward to that. That will be inevitably a fantastic race to look forward to. I'll be commentating, I'll be commentating, Mikey will be racing. We'll look forward to seeing all of the action. But from Mikey, it's good night.
Good evening, good night.
And from me, JetTM53, thank you very much for watching. And wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Tier 2 action.